Welcome to CTV News Your Canada. It's Thursday, March 6th. We'll bring you profiles of fascinating Canadians and stories about your community. Thanks for watching.
A new interactive experience at the Toronto Zoo lets you get up close and personal with some unique creatures.
These animatronic animals all through our Africa savanna. And people who visit the zoo know it's a pretty quiet time of the year out in that space. You'll often see the lions, the cheetahs on the warm weather days. So we wanted to add a little bit more.
The new Walk on the Wild Side exhibit at the zoo lets you interact with animatronic lifelike animals you'd find on an African safari.
We talked about options of what we could add, and we wanted to go with something that reflected what you would find in the natural world. So these are African species in the African loop.
This new edition adding another opportunity and a new option for visitors in the colder weather months.
It's one of those pieces that people don't realize. We're open 365 days a year, even Christmas Day, and no bad weather, just bad clothing. And this ability to add something additional to make the most of your day is important.
With something for everyone to see, it's an inclusive way for everybody to enjoy the wildlife at the zoo, real or animatronic, no matter your age or abilities.
We take a lot of pride in this idea of being a zoo for all and this notion of belonging. So from all walks of life, all ages and stages, all levels of ability. This is Toronto and Scarborough Zoo.
The Walk on the Wild Side exhibit here at the Toronto Zoo opens to the public Friday, March the 7th and runs all the way through to May 4th.
He took up photography in 2022 as a way to explore Calgary and get him outdoors in the cold winter months. Pramrod Ramamurthy says he's passionate about his hobby.
I love usual suspects, I'd say, like the common birds, which we can find abundant in Calgary. There's no limit for them. It's like, you just go out, they love posing for the pictures, and they don't run away from you.
Ramamurthy entered the Eye for the Wild contest in 2024 and won it with this photo he took at Princess Island Park.
There were like a couple of mallards in the scene. This one was preening and the other one was bathing. It was splashed in the water all around. We had this amazing sunset that day, and all of the water splashed from the other bird turned into this beautiful bokeh balls, and it just made it amazing. And I don't think I could ever recreate the same shot again.
The contest is hosted by the Calgary Wildlife Rehabilitation Society and is in its 7th year. The winner is featured on the cover of its annual calendar with 11 of the other top photos.
We had a photographer last year who didn't make the cut of first, second, and third, but made the calendar, and I think she was 12 years old.
Hunt says photographers can submit 3 photos for a fee of $15 each to enter the contest.
The money goes straight back to wildlife rehabilitation, the care that we provide these animals while they're in our center before we ship them back out to the wild where they belong.
Ramamurthy stores all of his pictures on his computer and sometimes shares them with friends and family.
I've been wanting to print something big. Maybe I'm exploring that, but this is the first time that I'm seeing my work printed on a paper. It's so beautiful.
Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
It was all laughter and cheer the moment these kids saw Mickey and Minnie Mouse. The iconic Disney stars paid a special visit to the Montreal Children's Hospital.
So we've invited the kids from the daycare here at the MUHC, as well as kids from the Montreal Children's Hospital.
The president of the MUHC Foundation says it's a way to give back to the healthcare workers at the hospital.
It's really an opportunity for us to be able to show the healthcare workers that we are here for them, we are here to support them. I think that the community knows how hard our healthcare workers work, and so really to be able to say thank you and to get them out with their kids and enjoy a really nice moment.
And while many of the kids were eager to snap pictures with Mickey and Minnie Mouse,
we got to take pictures and I got to hug my face.
Other kids needed some time to warm up. The families will have a chance to watch Disney on Ice as well.
I think it's a wonderful thing to do for the children and for the parents too, to enjoy some happy times, you know, because there have been difficult times along the way, so it definitely puts a smile on the kids' faces and that makes us happy.
For this Montreal skater, the performance will be extra special.
I've traveled around the world with Disney on Ice, but I've never been able to perform and be at home with the company, so it's been really exciting to be able to have shows here in Montreal and also to be able to do events like this for my community.
Creating unforgettable memories for healthcare workers, but with a touch of magic. The show will run tomorrow until Sunday at the Bell Center. Sweet Arasi, CTV News.
I mean, like they say, it takes a village.
Joel Goyette is the owner of Snow Care Works. When he's not removing snow from residential driveways, the head of the family-owned snow removal service in Orleans lends a helping hand to the city, one grate at a time.
I bought these new blowers to contribute in the community, clearing fire hydrants, catch basins. Now that we have specialized equipment, we can do so much more.
And Snow Care Works is clearing all of these catch basins free of charge.
Anytime we're not doing snow, I'll be on the machine. There's a thick ice on top of it that needs to be broken up. So while he's breaking that up, I'm off to the next, opening up another one.
Environment Canada has issued a special weather statement for Ottawa for 15 to 25 millimeters of rain on Wednesday heading into Thursday.
You look at the snowbanks, some areas, the storm drains are covered by 5 feet into the road. How are homeowners supposed to help with that?
The City of Ottawa has over 100,000 catch basins that provide drainage to our roadways and green spaces. And city crews are out preparing for all the rain.
Any areas where we haven't completed snow removal, we're going to be looking at opening up catch basins because we are expecting to see water ponding on roadways.
And that's where the village comes in. City Roads Manager Bryden Denya says any help is appreciated.
We don't want to have water ponding on there because it does cause a hazard and it creates accessibility issues. So between our teams out working, and we always appreciate the support of our residents if they are able to clear any catch basins near their homes, that is greatly appreciated.
You see posts from councillors asking the residents to give a helping hand, and I have the equipment. I could do so much more.
Kimberly Fowler, CTV News.
The Gleisers are no strangers to family vacations, and now they are days away from their next one during March break. The original destination was Myrtle Beach, North Carolina.
Last time we went on the road trip to head to Myrtle Beach, it was pretty fun.
This was their 2022 trip there. The 2025 one was booked last summer.
We would have eaten in restaurants, we would have shopped in stores, we were staying in a hotel. We would have spent a considerable amount of money.
But last month, the family changed their plans. What inspired the pivot?
Really, the tariffs and the threats against Canada.
The Gleisers say they no longer want to support the U.S.
Tax on Canada, the trade, just breaking up all the trade agreements that we have with them. They're no longer someone to look up to and respect.
Their new destination, the Mayan Riviera in Mexico, a country they've been to before.
The last thing I really liked about Mexico was because there was a buffet and you could just go swimming and then you could just walk into a buffet and get whatever you want.
The change did come at a cost.
It hurt to think about losing our deposit, and the other 4 families that we were traveling with, we all lost our deposits.
According to Flight Centre, from November to February, they've seen a 20% increase in cancellations for Canadian clients traveling to the U.S.
Now, if I look year over year bookings from Canada to the U.S., when I compare February 25 to February 24, it's quite a significant decrease. It's a 40% decrease in bookings for February alone.
As for the Gleisers,
now I have no intentions to go there at all. It really upsets me how we've been treated as a country.
The kids say they don't mind.
Our country is probably the funnest, and there's so much to do, and there's a lot of nice people in Canada.
They say making memories and being proud of where you're from is what matters most. Last month, Air Canada announced it would reduce flights by 10% to Florida, Las Vegas, and Arizona starting in March, which are typical hotspots during spring break. And WestJet said there's been a shift in bookings with more people looking at trips to Mexico or the Caribbean. Tony.
All right, Heather Centerman, thank you very much for that.
I've been invited to a camp in Italy for AC Milan. I will be going there at March 8th.
From a tiny gymnasium at Wilfrid Jury Public School, 11-year-old Matthew Chakowski has been noticed by one of the richest clubs in the world.
One of 5 players who was invited to Italy, so he's very fortunate and a fantastic player.
One touch, immediately hit it right on the net, okay?
AELFC has contacts with professional agencies, and after seeing Matthew on tape, he got the invite.
From like 11, 12 years old, they take them and then they mold them into what they want to see. So, I mean, that speaks volumes for Canada. I mean, we've got the World Cup coming here next year, and I mean, look at the talent that we're bringing out from these agents here, and we're taking them to the mecca of soccer in Europe.
His footwork at 11 years old is phenomenal, and he's worked hard at it, spending hours every day.
I just do like rebounding and practicing my touch, doing my dribbling skills, maybe a little bit shooting.
He idolizes Cristiano Ronaldo and hopes to one day follow in his footsteps.
I hope I can get a contract to like go to a Major League Soccer team.
His teammate Jack Gagulias is also on the verge of earning a tryout in England. Negotiations are ongoing with Millwall FC. Brent Lale, CTV News.
Inside Hospice Huronia, Tennyson Smith's time is coming to a close. The Georgian College nursing student nearing the end of their new placement.
I think a lot of what I learned is like knowing how to hold space for someone and learning some of those communication and soft skills as well.
Offered as part of a new partnership with the college's nursing program, putting them side by side with hospice nurses for 72 hours.
Death and dying is part of everyone's human experience, and I think having a well-rounded educational experience will just help them in any facet.
Hospice Huronia is one of 5 hospices partnering with the college to provide students hands-on experience in palliative care, proving vital as the need continues to rise.
Oral care, blah, 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 but so
that
this
is
Vivian.
Yeah. Hi, Vivian. Nice to meet you.
I know.
The idea spawned by Kathy Robitaille of Hospice Huronia. A former faculty member at the college, the hospice's director of care, says she spotted a void in the learning experience overall.
That was always a goal of mine, was to somehow integrate students into information about death and dying, so that they could make that a really good process for patients.
The placement is open to third-year nursing students who spend a lot of time here, inside the college's fully working simulated apartment.
There might be something really particular or really rare that we can simulate here in our labs that they maybe wouldn't see, out in a hospital or out in hospice care.
The hope that students choose to pursue palliative care in the future, with census data for Simcoe County alone indicating the largest age group in 2021 was men and women 65 and older, accounting for nearly 20% of the population.
We should see this throughout the province. This is truly something, and a lot of other regions are already doing this.
Christian Davino, CTV News.
It's not uncommon to catch a glimpse of Fernand Vautour on the trails. After all, skiing has been a part of his life for as long as he can remember.
My father used to come here skiing. I come in with my father.
Now, at 88 years old, he's still at it, with just a few moderations.
I fell last winter when I broke my hip in a curling club, and I looked outside, it was snow and ice, so they didn't want me to go outside. So I went in the basement, I put 2 skis underneath my walker, then I went outside.
4 skis instead of 2. 2 on his feet and 2 on his walker. It's exactly what the doctor ordered. Well, kind of.
The doctor didn't know. I didn't want to tell him.
As for how often Vautour hits the trails depends on the weather, but he says lately that's been 2 to 3 times a week.
When I'm all alone, I don't go too far. When I got somebody with me, I go farther.
He said we're going to the hut, the Petit Lodge, we call it, is one of our warming huts, and it's 2 kilometers away, and I thought that was ambitious, but he set the tone right away. He's like, let's go there, have lunch. I wasn't dragging him along. He was really telling me what he was up to that day.
And even at 88 years old, wearing the same coat his father used to ski in, Vautour says as long as he can, he'll be skiing.
Good exercises keep you a lot stronger, feel a lot better. At my age right now, I don't feel tired. I feel good shape. Maybe I'm not in real good shape, but I feel in good shape.
Alana Pickrell, CTV News, Kushabaquack, New Brunswick.
Edmontonians can now rep their public transit pride with their wardrobe. The Edmonton Arts Council is selling these Edmonton Transit shirts at its shop in Churchill Square. It's not official ETS merch, although Council did discuss that as a possible avenue to increase revenue last February. A local designer made the shirts in partnership with the Mayor's office.
I think that the shirt it's a lot of fun. It really, I think it really captures the spirit of Edmonton. It's not stuffy, it's not corporate. There are a lot of fun references to Edmonton and ETS, our pedway system, a lot of things that are authentically Edmonton.
The Arts Council says there are about 100 left. The shirts are flying off the shelves faster than expected.
It started as a simple idea among friends. Why wait for a funeral to reunite when you can celebrate life together?
We said, this is ridiculous. The only time we get together is when somebody dies.
We said, let's stop doing this. This is crazy. Why don't we meet annually? You know, similar to the way the Port Dover started. You know, guys got together and it evolved from there.
That's how the Friends of Chatham gathering began, and now more than 6 years later, it's become a community staple.
It's unfortunate, but we're glad to make this happen.
Held at the KBD Club on Byng Avenue, the event features live music, food, and raffles, all in support of the Chatham-Kent Hospice.
Hospice is an unfortunate thing, but it is fortunate that we have hospice, and everybody you know knows somebody that knew somebody or have been involved with hospice.
Last year, the gathering raised over $15,000, and organizers hope to top that this time around.
We raised approximately $50,000 to date for the Chatham-Kent Hospice.
A lot of hugging going on in here. Yeah.
A lot of hugging.
Kiss a lot of women.
You know.
A highlight of the day is a moment of silence at 4 p.m., honoring friends and loved ones who are no longer here.
We have lost so far this year up to 6 people already. Yeah. Good friends. And there's more. But I mean, we've lost already too many. So, you know, we're doing a good thing.
The Friends of Chatham gathering continues to grow, bringing hundreds together year after year. The organizers say they're already looking ahead to make next year's event even bigger.
Next week, there will be people asking us, when's the next one?
Yeah.
When's the next one?
We always do it when they move the clocks.
If you'd like to attend or support the cause, the event starts this Saturday at noon. And they say whether you come for the music, the memories, or just to catch up with old friends, you're sure to leave with a full heart.
It's incredible how you see people you haven't seen for 30, 40 years. It's unbelievable.
In Chatham, Chris Campbell, CTV News.
The ribbon is cut, meaning the selection process can begin for older adults to move into this new apartment complex. But it's not like any other. A tenancy model was forged between the Social Services Board and Canadore College, where older adults and college students will live together in a hamlet of sorts.
It's going to provide housing at a reasonable rent.
61 apartment units will be available under this cohabitation model, and another 22 will be online starting in May. Each unit has 2 bedrooms with shared common areas.
We do see it on the horizon, and many folks are looking at selling their homes and what next? Where can we go?
Students studying health and wellness programs can move in to be available to help seniors while also getting hands-on experience. Some staff will be living in the building as well. The model will have students living with students while adults will be living together.
This pattern that's devised here should be actually replicated right across the province.
The units will be incorporated into Canadore College's village model, and the complex will have social, health, and wellness services and activities for tenants on site.
More to come on that as the tenants come into the building and we determine what they need. I'm really happy that Canadian Shield is going to be providing some health services through nursing.
Eligible adults 55 and older from the Social Services Board's subsidized housing wait list will be prioritized. There are currently over 1,500 people on that list.
I had that feeling it was like a happy dance because I know how difficult it is for a lot of people in their living circumstance. And
these people have financial challenges in securing accommodations, and this is a way to do it.
The college is expecting the units will be full by the fall, when the tenant selection process is complete and students return to school. Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
The U of R held its annual Inspiring Leadership Forum today with some high-profile speakers. Award-winning singer-songwriter Julie Black spoke and performed at today's forum. She's one of 4 keynote speakers that also included astronaut and neurologist Dr. Roberta Bondar, Hilberg and Burke founder Rachel Milkey, and Indigenous actor and advocate Tantu Cardinal, who has appeared in movies like Dancing with Wolves and Killers of the Flower Moon. Cardinal says women and all people need to keep working together to restore balance.
We can celebrate the changes that have been made, and it's also inevitable that we'll reach some place of equality in the sense of who we truly are can be recognized. The earth is a feminine force.
Past speakers at this event include Jody Wilson-Raybould, Lisa LaFlamme, and Caitlyn Jenner.
And as mentioned, with the wicked winter we've been having, people are often looking to escape the cold temperatures for a variety of reasons. And now in Wasaga Beach, they can do it comfortably with pets in hand.
Leashes, various types of treats and food. We also have cat food, so cats are welcome as well. If we can help to keep pets and people together by collaborating with agencies like the County of Simcoe, then we really do keep families together.
Now, thanks to those donations from the Ontario SPCA and Humane Society and a partnership between the County of Simcoe, Faith Missionary Church, and the town of Wasaga Beach, the warming center on River Road West is now properly prepared for stranded motorists or those looking to escape the cold and with their pets.
Last year, we activated our warming centers 9 times. The threshold for activation is -10 or inclement weather. This year, we are somewhere at 70 activations. So certainly a huge increase in the need for these services. But we had them up and running. We were prepared. We were able to get folks inside, and so grateful for the collaboration that it took to get there.
This is the second location ready for those looking to escape the cold with pets in hand. There's also the Barrie East Warming Center.
Joshua Rose had just started scrolling through social media when he suddenly stopped after seeing a post about a dog who'd been abandoned.
It just said that the dog was just tied to a stop sign. He was just left there with a bag and a note.
A note that said, "Help me, please."
I just thought to myself, I'm going to bring that dog home.
Right away.
Oh, yeah.
Well, minutes later, Joshua had connected with the person who'd found the pup and was told the bag contained $500 plus a 5-page letter explaining why the dog's owner had made such a drastic decision.
There was a lot going on in their life, and he deserves better, is what they thought.
Well, the dog, it turns out, was named Andy, and his enlarged right eye caused Linda Watson, who'd also seen the post, to be alarmed.
It was quite obvious there was some trauma to his eye. We need to get him to a vet right away.
Linda runs the Salish Paws Rescue and rushed Andy to the animal hospital where staff worked after hours to care for the canine.
It was determined that the eye could not be saved and had to come out.
Well, despite the dog losing an eye and Joshua and his wife Gabriella gaining a vet bill, they still agreed to adopt Andy.
I love animals. It's just how it is, and we've always wanted one.
And seeing as Linda always wants what's best for the animals, she launched a fundraiser, which inspired dozens of people to donate enough cans and cash to pay for Andy's full vet bill and fill Joshua with gratitude.
I couldn't believe it. It's a beautiful thing for everybody to come together for him.
Well, now Joshua and Andy do everything together, from walks in the woods to riding shotgun in the professional driver's semi-truck.
It's a whole different world of companionship. You couldn't ask for a better dog.
Joshua also operates a fishing company, which is donating proceeds from each charter to Linda's Animal Rescue and training Andy to be his one-eyed furry first mate.
And his new nickname's Pirate Andy. Like, he really, really hit the lottery with those guys.
With Joshua and Gabriella, whose hearts couldn't be any bigger, despite wishing their bed was.
He sleeps with us, it takes up the whole thing. We get a lot less sleep, but he seems a lot happier.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, East Sauk.